Unveiling the Silent Epidemic, Understanding and Addressing Vitamin D Deficiency. Introduction. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin because our bodies naturally produce it when our skin is exposed to sunlight. It's a simple nutrient with powerful effects, yet nearly half of all Americans may not be getting enough of it. The problem, most people don't know they're deficient. Symptoms like fatigue, low mood, frequent colds, and aching muscles can be brushed off as stress or aging, but they may actually point to something deeper. New science shows that vitamin D does more than support bones. It also protects the heart, strengthens the immune system, helps regulate mood, and may even reduce the risk of certain cancers. The good news? There are clear, simple ways to fix this. Let's walk through the real story behind vitamin D deficiency, what causes it, how it shows up in the body, and what we can do to restore balance. The growing problem of deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency is more common than many think. In fact, almost 42% of adults in the United States are deficient, and the numbers are even higher for people with darker skin. African Americans and Hispanics, for example, face a much higher risk, sometimes double, because darker skin blocks some of the sunlight needed to make vitamin D. What's more, modern life is keeping us indoors. We spend hours in front of screens, in offices, and in cars. When we do go outside, we're often covered in sunscreen, which blocks the ultraviolet B, UVB, rays our skin needs to make vitamin D. In simpler terms, our bodies are built to make vitamin D from sunshine, but we're just not getting enough sun anymore. Why vitamin D matters so much? Vitamin D is like a master switch in the body. It helps your intestines absorb calcium, which keeps your bones strong and your muscles working well. But that's just the beginning. Scientists now know that vitamin D also regulates how the immune system fights off viruses and bacteria, reduces inflammation that can lead to chronic disease, helps the brain and nervous system stay in balance, supports insulin production and blood sugar regulation, may reduce the risk of heart disease and some types of cancer. What this means for your health. Without enough vitamin D, your body becomes more vulnerable to infections, inflammation, mood swings, and chronic illness. Symptoms that often get missed. Because vitamin D deficiency develops slowly, people may live with symptoms for years without knowing the cause. Some of the most common early signs include constant tiredness or low energy, frequent infections or slow recovery, bone or muscle pain, feeling down or anxious, trouble sleeping, hair thinning or loss. Many of these can be mistaken for other things like stress, lack of sleep, or aging, but a simple blood test can reveal if vitamin D is at the root of the problem. Who is at higher risk? People who avoid the sun or wear lots of sunscreen, older adults whose skin makes less vitamin D, people with darker skin, due to natural UVB protection, those who live in northern areas or spend long winters indoors, individuals with obesity, since vitamin D gets stored in fat tissue and is less available for use, people with gut or liver issues, which can interfere with how vitamin D is absorbed or processed. Key point, if you check more than one of these boxes, it's a good idea to test your vitamin D levels regularly, getting your levels in the optimal range. The standard normal range for vitamin D is often said to be above 20 nanograms per milliliter, but newer studies suggest that 60 to 80 nanograms per milliliter is a much healthier target. This range has been linked to stronger immunity, better bone density, and lower risks of chronic disease. To raise and maintain healthy levels, consider these 3 strategies. 1. Sunlight, the natural way. Aim for 10 to 30 minutes of sun on your arms and legs a few times a week. Around midday is best. Don't wear sunscreen during this short time, but be careful not to burn. If you live in a place with long winters or weak sun, you may need more support from food or supplements. Second diet, food sources that help. Vitamin D is found in only a few foods naturally, so it's important to include these in your diet when possible. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, egg yolks, fortified milk, plant milks, and cereals. Cod liver oil, a traditional and potent source, but for most people, food alone isn't enough, especially if your levels are already low. 3. Supplements. A simple, effective boost. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is the preferred form for supplements because it's easier for the body to use. Daily doses can range from 1,000 IU to 5,000 IU depending on your blood levels, body size, and sun exposure. Important note, it's best to test your vitamin D levels before supplementing long term. Too much can also be harmful. Don't forget magnesium. Magnesium plays a key role in converting vitamin D into its active form in the body. Without enough magnesium, even high doses of vitamin D might not work effectively. Magnesium-rich foods include leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, pumpkin seeds and almonds, avocados and bananas, whole grains and legumes. Takeaway: think of magnesium as vitamin D's helper. Both are needed for bone strength, mood stability, and immune support. Why this matters for your future. Low vitamin D isn't just about feeling tired or achy. Long-term deficiency is linked to serious chronic conditions, including osteoporosis and brittle bones, heart disease and high blood pressure, autoimmune diseases like multiple sclerosis and lupus, diabetes and metabolic syndrome, depression and anxiety, some forms of cancer, including colon and breast. And yet, despite the evidence, many people never get their levels checked until they're already sick. How to take action today. Ask your doctor for a 25 OHD blood test, the most accurate way to check your levels. Spend a little more time in natural sunlight. Even a walk can help. Eat vitamin D-rich and magnesium-rich foods regularly. Take a supplement if needed, especially in winter or if your levels are low. Final reminder, a few small changes today can protect your health for years to come. Conclusion. Vitamin D deficiency is one of the most widespread but overlooked issues affecting public health. Fortunately, it's also one of the easiest to address with lifestyle, diet, and awareness. Testing your levels, spending time in the sun, and making mindful choices with food and supplements can make a world of difference, not only in how you feel today, but in your long-term health and vitality. When we give our bodies what they need to thrive, they often surprise us with just how good we can feel.